straws now that when I'm sitting here listening and thinking back to the time when, he really did make an effort to cut down.
Okay. Oh, so maybe you know what, and that might be what it is that actually his body might be reacting. Could be. So just we just have a couple minutes left, but I wanted to wrap things up because I know that that Reggie mentioned that like his kids are really important to him and his relationship with God is very important to you, and you kind of looked at me like, what am I, chopped liver?
Yeah.
What was going on with you?
I guess because he didn't include me in there, because he said, my kids are really important to me. I think that's what he said.
Well, what would you like to hear from him?
That I'm important. Because I used to hear little stuff like that. I used to get little notes, little flowers, be dressed, we're going to dinner.
He used to take care of you.
Yeah, within this last year, I eat more dinner by myself,
Getting lonely.
Yeah.
Reg, what do you make of that?
I guess I didn't really realize. I'm sorry. You know you mean the world to me. You know you're important to me. Just as important as a kid. I'm sorry.
I love you. You know I do. I'm just really worried about your drinking. And it's not anything you have to do by yourself. Like I've been saying, this is our issue. It's not just your issue, and it is affecting me, and it is affecting, the kids. The younger one doesn't really see it, but Jeffrey sees it. So, and that's all. I'm not asking him to stop drinking. I just want him to cut it down.
You'd be really
okay. Yeah, cutting it down.
You'd be really happy with that. Yeah. So I'm wondering what you think about that.
Part of me still thinking this is a little overinflated. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But at the same time, I didn't realize it must be important for you that brought us here. At least a concern. So I think I can. I don't know.
And just for you to hear somebody besides me, because I know you think I nag at you a lot and all that, and maybe that doesn't help. Maybe that makes you go pour another drink or whatever.
You think?
But I just want you to hear it from somebody neutral besides our friends, because we have all been friends for a long time. And I think a couple of your drinking buddies have some alcohol problems, but that's their stuff. And I just wanted to be in a neutral place where we could work some things out. Now, this isn't the only issue. We have a couple more.
Sure, most couples do.
This is one of our main ones.
Right now, this is what worries you the most. So Reg, whether you decide to do anything about this is really up to you. I mean, it's very clear you have real mixed feelings about it, and that's very normal for folks to feel that way about it. And I think actually, to a certain extent, before you made any decisions about whether or not you were going to, make some changes in your drinking or whatever, we actually would want to, kind of see where you are with your drinking to make sure that if you decided to quit even for a couple days, that you'd be safe doing that and stuff. But I think that it ultimately will be up to you. But I kind of hear you talking about that, there's been some things going on, and maybe it was some stuff you weren't thinking about before, but as you've been sitting here listening to Clarissa and actually listening to yourself talk, that maybe, especially when it comes to the area of your family and your job and your relationship with God, that it's kind of getting in the way a bit. But I'm wondering if you'd be willing to get together in another week, the three of us get together, and in between that time, just you guys can talk, and you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And just, we can kind of cover our bases, go into a little bit more detail, and if you decide there's something you want to do, I may be able to be of some assistance to you if you're open to that. What do you think of that?
Well, hearing it all put together, it didn't sound that bad until you just put it all together like that. And when you stack it on top of each other, that sounds pretty ugly. So I think that's reasonable.
Reasonable. Just just give it a thought, let it rumble around a little bit, and then we'll get back together, and you can let me know what you'd like to do, and you guys talk about it, because like Clarissa said, this is a team effort. You know, this is a group effort. You got kids. Yeah, so.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, okay. That sounds like, yeah. And I think the point that you made, Anna, because you said this, and I think it's a really good point, that you were even wondering that when you nag him whether that works or not. Mm-hmm. And he kind of looked at you and said, do you think? You know, so that's something to consider too. Mm-hmm. You know. So.
I'm not saying I'm perfect.
I know. It's hard, yeah, it's hard.